welcome to the Founderville.vc podcast. This is podcast number 2 with our good friend Thomas Strange IV. Thomas is the co-founder and CEO of Digital Sightbox. This is a company we're fired up about. Let me tell you something. They are changing the way construction is being done today. The old white boxes that say Home Depot, they are no more. We have digital sight boxes. And we got to know Thomas probably, 18 months ago, and have since then invested in the company, consider him a great partner and love to work with him. And just thanks for being on the show. We appreciate you coming out and spending some time with us.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
Heck yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thomas, you want to just give us a little background on Digital Sightbox? Tell us a little bit about how you got involved.
Yeah. So I got out of the Marine Corps in 2022.
Hoorah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Raw. Shout out to all my devil dogs out there. But started working for a civil engineering firm in Greenville, Arbor Land Design. And I started at the engineering firm because my family's been in land development and grading since 1954, and spent a lot of summers out in the heat operating, and loved it and still do. But everyone, jokingly, all the guys I was working around, they're like, "Man, you need an AC job. You're too smart for this." and so I was like, let me take that advice. After being in the infantry, I was like, I could use a little AC. And funny enough, at the engineering firm, they needed an on-site engineer or field engineer, so I got sent right back out. Yeah, right back out into the field. And a part of my responsibilities with them was performing third-party inspections. And those third-party inspections are to ensure during the construction process, no sediment or erosion is leaving the site during construction. So it's a huge aspect of the construction sequence and of the compliance efforts and maintaining your site, making sure the best management practices are in place, your silt fence is up, your slopes are tracked in, and that rain isn't taking that dirt offside into a wetland area or something. We had 54 sites at one time that I was performing inspections on weekly. Wow. So that's a good amount of inspections that I was doing and helping facilitate. A part of my duty as an inspector was to write up a report, and I'm saying like a physical report. You can either type it or handwrite it. We always typed them, and put that in a box on site. Now, the issue is, if it's perfect weather and you don't have kids coming and shooting the boxes with paintball guns, that all works. But that's not what we live in. So you have this box on site. All this paper has to get put in it, my weekly inspections. Now, who comes behind me and reads those are the municipalities and regulators of that area. So think about it kind of as like it's a vessel of communication. And the issue with that is when there's a bad storm or that box gets knocked over, that paper is gone, now my site's out of compliance. And I'm at fault, the permittee's at fault, and that's a huge issue. So we'd have to reprint all of that paper, get it back out into site in a timely manner. If the municipality contacted you before issuing a stop work order or a notice of violation, that's if they liked you, they absolutely could just go ahead and, hey, here's a notice of violation. And if you don't get it fixed within that timely manner, they can issue a stop work order, which they can shut down your site. You pull crews off, and no one wants to do that. You're talking about losing
dollars.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands a week that you'd be losing of not having your guys on site. So it just seemed really silly to me. And, I've again grown up in the industry, and that's always how it's been. So I was like, let's just see if we can digitize this in some fashion and connect with the municipality. And we all have a transparent place. One version of the truth is what we call it now, where all of that documentation's uploaded, all of the revisions are uploaded, all of the issues are noted, and everyone's made aware in one place. And able to have access to it if you're not on site too. It was just silly to me. I was like, they have to come on site to see what I'm saying. That's pretty ridiculous.
So that was your original epiphany, was this is just ridiculous.
Yeah. It just seemed super outdated, like very archaic. The construction industry as a whole is definitely behind on technology. You still have, stubborn operators who don't even use machine control. And it's like, it's a hell of a lot easier to use machine control, but it's a prideful industry. And it's something like, if you've done it since this time, it's hard to change. And that's, whenever we developed our product and we started seeing these big dogs and older people kind of bite on, I was like, oh, we really have something here. That makes sense to everybody.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that on the when you first started to see that. So you kind of got it out of the ground. You're swimming in the mud a little bit, literally.
Yeah.
You got it out of the ground, and now you're starting to see some of the usability in the field. You're seeing people actually put the QR codes on post.
Right.
How did you know it? What was the indicator that it was actually going to work?
Yeah. So luckily, being in Greenville's just a great environment, and I feel like constantly trying to innovate and be better. So we worked with Greenville County municipality on their stormwater side, and we got approval to pilot some projects with local companies here. Because it started out of an internal need, like. I didn't really start this thing thinking, oh, I got a big moneymaker here. Yeah. It was like, this is going to make my life as an inspector, and our permittees are going to be able to see everything. It's going to make everything better, way easier. Ensure compliance. And once we got the green light from Greenville County to do that, met with their inspectors, onboarded their team, and we started working with 5 or 6 companies in Greenville and piloted. Yeah. We did that for 3 months. And it was awesome. And everybody loved it. And we knew that we really had something because we went to, hey guys, now it's time we're going to start doing this and collect payment. We didn't lose a single person and no one batted an eye. Yeah. In fact, some of Freeland and Associates, their CEO or main principal there, he had a funny comment. He's like, I haven't been using it, but all of our guys in the field have been using it, and I couldn't go back if we wanted to. Like it's a system. Once you implement it, like you're going to go back to printing documents out and driving them out to a site,
right.
versus typing it up and uploading it to the site.
Right.
And whenever we, got done with that first initial pilot period, and we saw like 100% retention from, those pilot users, I was like, okay, now I see a business.
Yeah.
This makes sense to me. And, fast forward to where we're at now. We have national home builders on board, the Pulte, Toll Brothers, Stanley Martin, some, pretty big names that are going to take us nationwide. And,
what are you guys up to in terms of customers and sites?
Yeah, we're on over, and just right over a year, like 13 or 14 months, we're from, 0 sites to almost 1,600 sites.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Texas, and Tennessee.
Fantastic.
And some of those, we didn't go grab Texas and Tennessee. Our clients are taking us there. And so that's what's been really exciting about like the caliber of clients that we're working on, the scale they're working at. Like this natural growth is happening because they want our product in all these other areas.
You hit a nerve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you have any big obstacles along the way in the first 6 months of this thing where you said, hey, I don't know, this isn't going to work. This is going to be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What was the hardest thing you ran into?
The municipality side of things. Yeah. Choreographing and making sure that they had a good understanding. Because, if you get a municipality that's like, no, you can't use it here, that shuts off a whole market.
Yeah.
So we've really had to learn how to.
So even though your customer might say, we love it, you got to deal with the municipality. So it's kind of a two-sided sale.
Absolutely.
And you've had that happen. You've had customers that want it and the municipality sort of push back a little bit, right?
And then they still used it.
Yeah.
so what's been really funny, I won't name drop the municipality, but they didn't. They were like, no, we don't care. We're good with the old system. So our client, luckily, they just believed in us enough. I was like, put up both. I was like, put up the box with all your paper in it and put up a digital site box. And in a couple months, when all that paper is gone and it's destroyed, they're going to scan that QR code. And that's what happened.
Really? And you lured them into using it. Yeah.
And now they're fans of it. Yeah. So
that's actually really smart, right? Trial by fire is right there beside it.
Exactly.
It's going down at some point.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And the municipality was definitely that was probably the strongest thing as far as like go to market, and the hardest thing that we had to deal with.
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty disruptive product in a way. So like people are pretty excited whenever they hear about it. So I'd say the sales side of it is going very well, like from company to company. But the municipality stuff, you can always get a little pushback.
Yeah.
But as you get more traction, and we're getting letterheads from states now certifying our product specifically.
I saw that Georgia one looks nice.
Yeah. So, you have that. It's like, all right, this whole state's wide open. So, yeah.
One thing you said, Thomas, that's super interesting, and you know, we probably have some people watching they were like you. They were out in the field. They were doing work for a particular industry, and they've got this idea. I mean, what was that like when you went to Neil?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you went to essentially your co-founder, who was your boss at the time.
Yeah.
And clearly you're in sales because you sold him on this idea. I mean, how did that go down?
I'll say, man, he definitely had the vision before I did. So that was, but I came in one day. I take it back. All of the field stuff, all that was turning, and then I went to go get my license through Clemson. They have a SEPSCI program, and they talked about like DOT initiatives to go paperless. And in my head, I'm steel man, and I'm like, you can't go paperless. Paper's required on site. And that's whenever I was like, oh man, like this is, this is going to be a necessity. And whenever I went to him and kind of told him what I had learned there, and how it could benefit us if we started doing this and developed this kind of idea, he saw the big picture immediately. And he was like, you're fired, but you're hired. And like, I can't lie. Like I was like, damn,
You're going to go do this.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. But at the same time, it was like, I'm hired by nothing at this point, like just an idea.
Yeah.
So, it definitely lit a fire under our butts to get going and get moving and, bootstrapping up to the point until we met y'all really. But it's been funny because I've just joked with him now, like, I'm going to retire you, like my former boss. But he definitely he saw the vision, like I said before I did, and I wouldn't have taken that leap of faith without him making me kind of put me in the position where that was my only option.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you guys were bootstrapped, which we love, and you're as part of our FounderVille.vc theme. Obviously, we love that it's Greenville based, but we also love this kind of deep domain knowledge in a niche that can be translated into a technology product that provides productivity gains and effectiveness and that sort of thing. But early on, you guys were running it on your own nickel. When did it become clear that in order to scale this thing to go after the full opportunity that you were going to need additional capital?
It became clear once we started getting demands from clients that I couldn't keep up with, which is a good problem to have. But like on the production side, I'll shoot you straight. Like there was at one point, like I had $11,000 in our operational account, and like I had to put in a sign order that cost me $8,000, like in material. And so it's just like, ooh,
gold.
Like, like this is getting tight.
I don't think I'm getting paid anytime.
And it wasn't. I don't think we could keep up with the demand of the market that we were generating, and that was a clear indicator to us. Like, oh, well, if we had X, we could get Y. And so, I'd definitely say the demand of the market.
Yeah, it's fascinating because you obviously hit the nerve on the product market fit right away, and that's the pull that's brought you here. And a lot of times we talk to numerous entrepreneurs who don't have that, right? They build it and hope that the customer will come. But I'm sure it wasn't just as easy of a layup as we got this great demand. Tell us a little bit about the team, right? So it was just you and Neil, and you guys kind of, all right, we got to get some capital. We need some more people to help us do this. What were those first reach outs that you did to kind of keep that moving? Yeah,
Through connections that y'all helped me facilitate, we brought on Ted Hasselt, our SVP of sales, and he's absolutely been a game changer for us in helping us build a good sales team, having done it multiple times. That's just knowledge that we didn't have. Like you said, we have all the product knowledge and I know everything about the industry or a lot about the industry, but I don't know how to build a sales team. And so being in Greenville and working with people like y'all, it allowed us to facilitate and generate this kind of dream team. And we have multiple salesmen under him now and municipality reps, software development team that we're building now. A marketing guy as well, Nate Reimers. He's absolutely,
he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's killing it for us. He focuses on all American blue collar brands, and obviously that's who our market is as well.
Right.
So helping us portray our brand image in the correct way, and that's definitely been a game changer for us. Like I said, I can only do so much in sales. And now I'm having to do a lot on the back end and just day-to-day tasks as well. So having someone with that, industry knowledge around the sales side is crucial. You can't one-man band this thing forever. And that's what, you want to do and try to do. And but now we're at a point where I'm just so thankful that we kind of let control of everything go a little bit, because that's kind of hard for me. I'm like a prideful guy, and that gets in the way sometimes.
One of the biggest things to do is, to delegate, not abdicate responsibility, but to delegate some responsibility to others and trust that they're going to go get it done.
Exactly.
Hard to do. I still challenge with it every day.
Yeah. So again, I think, and if Ted had just approached us, we probably wouldn't have been as quick to jump, but just Greenville, everybody knows everybody, and y'all were able to connect us and kind of vet him for us and, ensure that, hey, this is the right move, Thomas. Like I can reassure you on that. And we wouldn't have made that leap without that confidence.
So where do you aspire this thing to go? What is, let's project it out, hard to say 10 years, but let's just project it out 3 years. What do you hope you guys can cover in the next 3 years?
We'll be nationwide for sure in 3 years. And maybe even up into some parts of Canada as well. Absolutely. This is a need all across the United States, because it's a requirement across the United States to have this paper-based documentation on site. And up until this point, we don't know of anyone who's tackling this problem like we are, which is good.
Head start, man.
Yeah, exactly. And the kind of go-to-market strategy with getting these municipalities on board too, it's a little bit of a land grab for us. We're able to, get control of a market, build fans on the regulation side and on the private side, and that's just a great combination for our product to thrive. And one thing like I've started looking into more is like the sustainability of our product. Like, I can't tell you how many times on a construction site, let's say a site's going on for 3 years, active construction. You have a paper-based documentation system on that site. You're going to reprint those plans multiple times a year. And you're talking hundreds of sheets of paper.
Yeah.
Talking about binders, the SWIP book, it's the Stormwater Pollution Prevention Plan. It's 200, 300 pages.
Jeez.
In a binder. And for companies like Lennar, like these nationwide home builders, that's a lot of waste.
Yeah.
It's a lot of waste. So I've gotten kind of fired up, on the idea of just how much we're going to be able to help on the sustainability side for these larger companies, and on the cost savings too. I mean, having worked for an engineer, we're charging you $1 or $2 per sheet of paper that we're printing out. So if you have to reprint that 5 times and it's 50 pages, it's $1,000 plus the cost of the job box. And it's been killing me. Like, people are getting tired of the Home Depot and Lowe's cheap boxes.
Yeah.
So I've been on a couple sites where like, it's an awesome weatherproof plastic. It's like a Pelican case on a 4x4.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, this is crazy. How much? They're like, well, it was $800. Like $800 for a plastic box. Like that's pretty insane to me. And our solution's $75 a site. Yeah. So I mean, like you can't beat that.
It connects you to everything you need.
And it connects you to everything you need. And if the sign goes down, $35 to replace it.
Right.
So it's just way more cost effective. It's way more sustainable. And then the caveat too, if you take good care of the sign, it's reusable.
Yeah.
You disassociate the QR from one project, scan it into your next one, and you're rocking and rolling.
There you go.
Yeah.
It seems to me as well that that's just the QR code posted is just sort of the entry point to a whole information system.
Yes.
That could be delivered there. Have you guys thought about other lines, other offerings that come to bear for that user?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, I see Digital Sightbox kind of as a hub, and all of these other tools that people use for internal use can be integrated with us, from like Procore to Builder Trend, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. People commonly confuse our products, and they're like, oh, we use Procore, we don't need that. I'm like, no. I'm replacing your Home Depot box on site. I'm not replacing your internal construction management tool.
Right.
I'm not doing your bidding, your estimating.
I love that. You're not trying to overreach and take on an entire enterprise system that does everything, just at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, trying not to boil the ocean, as I was taught by y'all pretty early on.
Keep it simple.
But we definitely have some field-focused features that we're developing that our clients are really excited about. I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't want to share this.
Hold it back. That's right.
So definitely staying in our lane though.
Yeah.
And really, the QR, I've heard from a lot of our clients who have been using us for a while now. They aren't scanning the QR. They have remote access. So they can just log in and see everything from their phone, from their computer. The QR is there for subcontractors if they need a set of plans. It's there for a municipal inspector if he's not logged in and just wants to see what's in there. We're really fulfilling the need of regulation to have access to that documentation on site.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it through our system.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any advice as we kind of start to wind up a little bit here to other aspiring entrepreneurs, whether Greenville or anywhere, that are you're looking to get rolling themselves, have an idea, have a thought about something, anything you'd want to share?
Yeah, and I kind of spoke to this earlier. Solve a problem. Like I think that's where the most value is, and if you're truly an entrepreneur, that problem will find you and you'll create the solution. Yeah. I feel like we live in a world where like it's just product after product after product, and it's like, do I really need this?
Yeah.
Does this make my life that much better?
Yeah.
And so if you're asking yourselves those questions, or if you're hearing those questions, then maybe it's time to pivot and start on that next idea. But I truly think our success that's come this quickly has been because we're solving an immediate need.
Well, you guys have found that problem and bird dogged the heck out of it and figured out a way to solve it, which is rare, and you've solved it so simply.
Right.
So congrats on figuring out the first leg of this journey, and there'll be many, many more iterations as we keep this thing going. But congratulations on getting it to this point.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thank
I like
you.
that. Find the problem, fix the problem. I mean, we were lucky enough to be involved with you guys pretty early on, and we were able to lead the first round of investment. We look forward to, hopefully investing more. 45 folks in Greenville are a part of this investment with you. So you got a lot of cheerleaders in Greenville cheering this thing on, wanting to support you guys any way we can. And we look forward to being a part of this journey with you for a long time.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
man. And thanks for being part of version 2.0 of our podcast.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Podcast number 2. So
this is fun. Yeah, this is fun. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. We thank Thomas Strange IV from Digital Sightbox, and thanks for taking the time to watch.